Hey guys, how you doing? What's up? Welcome to my channel. My name's Chana, and let's talk about homeschool overwhelm. Okay, if you have been homeschooling, this is your first time homeschooling, if this is your 10th year homeschooling, you know what homeschool overwhelm feels like. This past couple months have been mega overwhelming for me. I had a new baby, Baruch Hashem, thank God. And I'm thankful, but there's a lot of responsibility, right? And for you also, if you're homeschooling one child, if you're homeschooling 5 children, right? There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Just even thinking about everything that I just said, I'm like, how do I do that? How am I going to get this all done? And it's overwhelming. And even if you have lower standards, and even if you're like, okay, I'm lowering my standards on my house, we're going to have simple suppers, right? It's still so overwhelming. Little things become mountains, okay? Like, I'm not normally so uptight when things spill, okay? Like, it happens so much. I'm just like, whatever. It's kind of inevitable. But like when things pile up, it's like something spills. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like, could anything else go wrong? And it like makes me just need to like take some deep breaths, and like sometimes I cry because it's just too much. It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back, the small things when we're feeling that overwhelm. Sometimes there just is no good answer, and there's really no good way of handling it. And there's no like 5 tips to handle homeschool overwhelm. Like I read that stuff and it's nice, but sometimes there's just no good answer. And I think we all have our ways of handling it, and I'll share with you a couple things that I've learned, although these are not like answers or tips, but it's more like support. Okay, I don't want to take away your feelings. I think that they're important. I think that you have every right and every reason to feel overwhelmed and to feel the way you do. But I'll tell you, I learned this from Julie Bogart, and she was saying that joy is the greatest teacher. Okay, so when I read that, I was like, oh, like something kind of like clicked. I'm like, okay, but that's Hasidic philosophy, right? Joy breaks all barriers. Now, sometimes I'm like, joy. now I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't need spirituality. I don't need this. I need a break. I just need a break. So I don't have that option. I don't have a break. And it's just like piled up. So I have to like kind of be crafty with myself. You know, we are women. Like, we are the craftiest, right? We kind of take what we can and then use what we can and then make it work. And we'll go back to the joy part of it, right? It's a Hasidic teaching that joy breaks all boundaries. Joy is the greatest teacher. And we think about that. That is a Hasidic teaching, right? Joy breaks all barriers. Joy is going to break this overwhelm. Why would it not apply to feeling overwhelmed? And why would joy not apply to education if it breaks all barriers? Because I feel like this overwhelmed feeling that I have is like a barrier. So I'm trying to bring the joy back into homeschooling. Okay, like we spent a day at the park, right? We had a picnic in the park. And we went bird watching, and it was really wonderful. It was really nice. That brought a lot of joy. And don't prepare. Okay, I didn't prepare snacks or anything, right? Because that is just, it's a headache. It's a headache to pack, and then you never get out of the house. I took some bread. I took some peanut butter and a plastic knife and some plastic plates and some water bottles and some honey, and that was that. And another thing that we're doing is Harry Potter. Now, are you on Instagram with me? If you're not, come find me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram below so you can come find me and watch my Harry Potter journey as we're reading through the series. And I'm really enjoying it. And it's bringing me and my daughter a lot of joy. And is it educational? I don't know, probably. I'm sure somewhere there's some education in there. But either way, it's just joyful. It's bringing joy back to homeschooling. Now, when you're getting that overwhelmed feeling, right? Like whether it's for a day, you just had a hard day, or maybe you're having a hard couple months like me, or maybe it's just like sometimes you just have a hard afternoon and then things kind of settle down. Whatever it is, it's all the same feeling, and you need to unwind, right? And you need to do something fun. And that has really been a game changer for me, is just thinking to myself that joy breaks all barriers. Joy is going to break the barrier that is stopping my homeschooling from being like the fun of the homeschooling, the things that I love about homeschooling, the reasons why I'm homeschooling. That joy is going to kind of make that shine more. We're reading something fun, like Harry Potter is just fun. Living books are great, but right now we're just not there. Last thing I want to mention here about overwhelm is that sometimes that overwhelm comes from just needing some kind of guidance. Like maybe you don't know what to do, like maybe you don't know where to go with your child or what curriculum, or maybe the curriculum's not working, or maybe what you're doing is not working and you're kind of at a standstill, not sure where to go forward. And that can be overwhelming because you just don't know where to go. And there's so much resources out there, or maybe you're just not seeing enough resources, or maybe there's nothing that you know of that's specifically for you or your child for what they need, and that's overwhelming. Sometimes speaking to an educational consultant, like on where to move forward to help guide you, is what you need, so that they can kind of like direct you in the right path for your family, so that you get the best out of homeschooling, right? Because it can be really overwhelming if you're kind of moving in one direction, but that's not the right direction, and it's hard to know which way to go. So cmplenary.com and is one resource. Also, Nechama Goldfarb is an educational consultant who's equally as wonderful, and they can help you with that pressure you might be feeling about your schoolwork, the homeschool, and what to do and where to go. Okay, so there's so much more to be said about this, but I'm gonna stop here, and thank you so much for listening. Homeschoolers, you guys are the best. You guys are the best community, because we are all in this together, and we're all just trying to do the best thing for our family. So I will see you in the next video. Take care, be well, many blessings. Bye-bye.